Alrighty, let's get this started. Hello, welcome everybody. I'm Onidson, and this is the video companion log to the blog series Experimental Deckbuilding. The series is new. I just started it recently on my blog, The White Tower, and in it we'll be taking experimental decks built around card ideas that I find fun or particularly thematic, trying to build a story into a deck around cards maybe that I haven't used before or that I think are more fun to play with than the general reputation they have in the community at large. And this is the video log accompanying it. We'll be taking those decks that we build through deck testing, a series of 5 or 6 quests in which we will watch how the deck performs and refine the deck over time, cutting some cards, adding new ones, trying out new things, and seeing how the deck can be adapted to meet specific challenges and also to become more streamlined, more effective at what it's trying to do, and prune out the dead wood. So these two decks are the Forth Eorlingas Fellowship. I've posted about them on the blog already. There's a detailed post explaining what the decks are meant to do and how they've been constructed to try to accomplish that and remedy some of the deficiencies that you might see in our objective here. Particularly, these decks are going to be trying to recur the event Forth Eorlingas and repeatedly attack into the staging area. So let's look at our opening hands and get started with the quest. Deck 1, we start off with some spirit cards we can't yet play, some willpower. We start off with Forth Eorlingas, that's good. In some of the attempts we've made against this quest, it hasn't shown up for a long while, and those are never effective playthroughs. Those are never successful playthroughs, or haven't been so far. There may have been some misplays that characterized those. We also have, as I mentioned, starting willpower and some threat reduction. That's a decent opening hand, although since neither deck starts out with a Song of Travel, I'm tempted to mulligan and see if I can get a hand that doesn't have quite so many spirit cards. On the other hand, with 3 Songs of Travel between the two decks, I should be alright, and even if I'm not, I can ditch the spirit cards to Hama, as I'm recycling some of the other cards we're playing. Deck 2, I immediately have a Well-Warned, that's good. Assuming a 2-threat enemy shows up, I can immediately drop Deck 2's threat by 4, which will be enough to avoid engaging the Hill Troll, at least for turn 1. We'll see what things look like later. We also have a Horse Breeder to fetch us one of our trusty mounts to start getting Elfhelm's boosts online, and then some card draw, emergency attack cancellation, and Gandalf, who can be just about anything we need him to be. Let's reduce Deck 1's threat using Eowyn's setup action. You know what, let's just take this. Let's take a look at our setup. Gladden Field and Despair. I love to see that card go as a treachery. I am almost never disappointed to see it come out, because losing 4 progress on the quest is just not a big deal. It's practically trivial. And the alternative, its shadow effect, is devastating. So, let's get the Hill Troll, advance to stage 1B, and ready everybody. Alright. The first thing we're going to do is play Grimbold. Actually, while we're at it, let's mark Theoden's boosts on our tactics heroes, just so we don't forget them. Having Grimbold is also an emergency outlet for the Hill Troll. If necessary, we can engage it, use Eowyn's ability in between Eowyn and Hama, we can kill it, canceling its attack with Grimbold. We'll also play a Horse Breeder, looking at the top 10 cards of the deck, and adding one of the mounts we find here to our hand. Options are Aerod, Windfulla, Firefoot, and Snowmane. All of them good and useful mounts. Of them, I think the most important is going to be Snowmane, getting some action advantage out of Theoden. Will be useful in the long run. We'll shuffle it. I was kind of hoping for an Armored Destrier, but no matter. Let's play out an Errand Rider. I don't have any tactics cards in hand, so I'm not worried about moving Theoden's resource over. Ooh. Moving Theoden's resource to Fastrid and playing Snowmane onto the King of Rohan. Immediately getting that action advantage and ensuring that, yeah, that's good. That's good. No complaints there. Alright, let's go with questing. Quest with Eowyn, Eomer, Grimbold for a total of 5, 7, 9, 10 with the Horse Breeder, 12 with Elfhelm, 15 with Theoden. Questing for 15 against 4 threat in the staging area. The first card revealed is a Misty Mountain Goblins, and the second is a Necromancer's Reach. So let's do some damage to all exhausted characters, lose the Horse Breeder, and therefore that point of willpower, and place 10 progress on the quest. Optionally engage the Misty Mountain Goblins. Ooh, actually, travel. We can handle a little threat rage. Travel to the Gladden Fields. Optionally engage the Misty Mountain Goblins, dropping our threat by 2. Now it comes time for engagement checks, and none of the decks are at 30 threat. Theoden readied, of course. I could engage the Hill Troll, discard Grimbold to cancel it, and just kill it with these two. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that. I don't really feel set up for round 2, for stage 2. I almost feel like I'd like a round to wait. But still, let's go ahead, block with Fastrid, and reduce threat by 2, sending the Misty Mountain Goblins back to the staging area. I think we'll take another round to try to draw some cards, see if we can get the setup a little better. Ooh, Sneak Attack Gandalf. And a second Song of Kings. Really? Is that how we're going to go with this? Alright. Let's go ahead and play a Secret Vigil onto the Goblins and get an Honor Guard into play so we can start canceling if more of that direct damage shows up. No, not Secret Vigil. We'll save that. Let's play a Song of Kings onto Theoden, who now gets a boosted point of defense, and Let's spend his resource on a hauberk of mail, boosting his defense a further 1, and giving him an extra hit point. He's now defending for 4 and has 5 hit points, and he readies, so we can, and he's sentinel, so we can at need defend over here. And then we'll quest 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, and now we'll save Gandalf. No need. I mean, drawing 3 cards would be nice, but I have all the questing ability we need. Oh, and I should have raised my threat by an extra 1 due to Gladden Fields. Alright. 14 against 3 threat in the staging area. First reveal is Brown Lands. Second reveal is Dol Guldur Orcs. The Honor Guard will cancel 1 point of that damage. The second point of that damage goes on to Aylmer. Oh, and I should have lost a point of progress on the quest from the goblins. So, we added 7, making 4 progress. Sending the Gladden Fields to the victory display. We'll travel to the Brown Lands, clearing them immediately. And optionally engage the Dol Guldur. Oh, and Theoden readies. Optionally engage the orcs. Optionally engage the goblins. Block the goblins with Fastrid, reducing threat by 2, sending him back to the staging area, and blocking the orcs with Theoden, and killing them with Hama. And the goblins again removed a progress token from the quest. Ready, everybody? See if we get something good. A Destrier, not going to complain about that. So, and a Golden Shield. Alright, over here, let's spend all of our resources. A Golden Shield onto Fastrid, and a Song of Kings onto Fastrid, and a Secret Vigil onto the goblins. And over here, we'll spend a resource from Theoden and a resource from... Oh, we might have something else we want to do with that. So we'll spend both of our resources from Elfhelm, putting an armored Destrier onto Fastrid, who now defends for 4. There. Defends for 4 and can defend for 6. At need. And let's send one of Theoden's resources over to the tactics deck. There's 3 threat in the staging area, and this round we will kill a hill troll. And hopefully some Misty Mountain goblins. Okay, questing with Eowyn, and Grimbold, and Elfhelm, and Theoden. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. 12 against 2 threat in the staging area, revealing wargs and Dol Guldur orcs again. Blocking a point of the damage and putting one of them onto Elfhelm. and readying Theoden. Because request successfully, we've added 4 threat to the staging area, placing 6 progress onto the quest. Let's work out how we're going to do this. You know, if we wait around to kill the hill troll, I'll be able to do Forth Eorlingas and I won't have to waste Grimbold. So I can go into the second stage with more willpower available. Okay, if I opportunely engage, well, if things come down naturally, it'll go wargs here, goblins here, orcs here. That's not what we want. We want to opportunely engage the wargs here, opportunely engage the goblins here. No, not opportunely. We'll just let things fall naturally. The goblins go there and the orcs here. Shadow cards go like that. Fastred blocks the orcs. Readies with the Destrier, discarding the shadow card from the wargs. Fastred then blocks the wargs. Oh, and he pulls his reduced threat by 2 on the Dogolder orcs, sends him back to the staging area. And then Theoden does a sentinel defense, blocking the goblins. And Hama and Eomer kill them together, reducing both decks' threat by 2. That's good. That's good. Ooh, we draw Windfulla. We finally draw a Song of Travel. First thing we're going to do, it's deck 2's turn first. Deck 2 will play Windfulla onto Eowyn, boosting her willpower by 1, and the Errand Rider will send Elfhelm's resource also over to Eowyn. Over here, deck 1 will spend a resource to put a Song of Travel onto Eowyn, boosting her willpower again by 1, and finally giving us the ability to pay for Gladwin's Reading or an Ancient Mathom as necessary. And now we can also pay for Forth Eorlingas, killing the Hill Troll, all on our own. And if things go well, Fastred will do 2 defenses against the orcs and the wargs, and we'll be able to kill some enemies in the staging area. Theoden will strike. We can send the wargs back, where Theoden will kill them, and keep the orcs around for a reusable threat reduction via Fastred. Alright. That done, let's go ahead and quest 7 with Eowyn. Leave Eomer up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. There we are. 14 against 3 in the staging area. Let's even leave Elfhelm up. 12 against 3. First enemy is a second wargs. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I'm glad I left heroes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Making 5 further progress. And if engagements come down naturally... Oh, and Theoden readies. If engagements come down naturally, it would be wargs, goblins, orcs. And I could use optionals to swap that around. Suppose it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to need 3 defenses here and a defense here. Well, okay. Let's actually, now it's worth it. Sneak attack, Gandalf, to draw 3 cards. Gandalf will block one of the wargs, which will return to the staging area on its own. Fastred will block the goblin, who are attacking for 3, and that's still fine. He'll ready, discarding a shadow card from the wargs, and block the wargs again, reducing threat by 2 to send them back to the staging area. And over here, I'll take the attack undefended, canceling one of the points of damage with the honor guard, putting the point of damage right there. And now, spending 2 resources to play Forth Eorlingas, raising my threat by 3 to ready Eowyn. I will strike back. Theoden will strike back, killing one of the wargs. Elfhelm will attack, putting a point of damage on one of the wargs. Eomer will attack, killing the damaged wargs, and Eowyn and Hama will attack. Oh, Eowyn gets an extra point of attack, too. That should be noted. And that's 11 attack, plus 3 is 14, which is enough to kill the hill troll. And we advanced the quest. And I'm pretty sure that we... Oh, and the goblins took off a point, and I might have missed a point of progress the last time the goblins attacked. Oh no. We were so far over the limit that it doesn't matter. So we advanced to quest stage 2. We'll ready everybody. Draw new cards. Gandalf returns to hand. I will spend one of the resources on Valiant Sacrifice. I meant to do that earlier. Draw 2 cards. And there we are. Isn't that exciting? The orcs will be easy to block. We'll be able to quest through quickly and easily, I think. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to put a Book of Eldacar onto, I don't know, Eomer seems fine. And you know what? Let's go ahead and play the Galadrin's Greeting to drop our threat to 25. Alright. Over here, let's spend a resource from Theoden, and a resource from, not both of his resources, and a resource from, oh goodness gracious. I don't want a point of damage, I wanted to remove a resource. There we are. Spending 2 leadership resources to play an Armored Destrier onto Theoden, who is now questing for 3, attacking for 4, defending for 4. Well, questing for 3, defending for 4, attacking for 4. And I have all the defenses I can need between these two. So, let's quest. 7, 8, 9. I have no reason not to quest with Eomer, so 10, 11. Oh, I might have a reason not to quest with Eomer. I'd rather quest with Hama. 10, 11. 12, 13. 14, 15, 16. Questing for 16 against an empty staging area. First card of staging is a Wolf Rider, which surges into Crows, which surges into Gladden Fields. That was card 1. Card 2 is a Necromancer's Pass, and card 3 is a Treacherous Fog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we add 2 from the Treacherous Fog, so 10 this round. Okay, we make 6 progress. That was fun. Let's travel to the Gladden Fields. We have low enough threat. We can handle the threat increase. I don't want to deal with that Theoden readies. Neither of those are worth it to engage and play well warned. So let's deal shadow cards. Theoden will block the Dolgul Orcs. Choose and discard an attachment from the defending character. That's unfortunate. You know, of all the attachments, I think I can probably deal with the Hauberk of Mail going away. He's now only a 3 defense defender, and that is still just fine. He'll ready. Fast Red will block the Misty Mountain Goblins, and likewise ready. And and reduce threat by 2, sending the goblins back to the staging area. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to send a resource from Fastred over to Eomer, who will use the Book of Eldacar to play Forth Eorlingas as if it were in my hand. And then placing it on the bottom of the deck. Now, attacking back, Eomer will kill those Dolgul Orcs. Theoden will kill the Misty Mountain Goblins, and Fastred We'll kill the wolf riders, leaving the crows available for some other purpose in the future. Readying. Our threat goes up by 1 more. We'll play a snowborn scout on and put the progress onto the necromancer's pass. Nothing else useful over here. We'll play Guthluff, and let's get an Ancient Matham onto that necromancer's pass. And we can discard some cards at random from this hand. It will be just fine. And questing. Oh, and there was a Misty Mountain Goblin attack. We lost a progress point. We'll quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 17. Quest for 17 against 4. First card revealed, Massing at Night, which will reveal 2 additional cards. Pursued by Shadow. Deck 1 will raise its threat by 2. Deck 2 will raise its threat by 3. It will reveal another Necromancer's Pass. That's all card 1. Card 2 is a Necromancer's Reach. We'll do a point of damage and a point of damage. We'll cancel the damage to Grimbold. A point of damage, a point of damage, and a point of damage. And card 3 is another Pursued by Night. Raise threat by 3, raise threat by 2. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Okay. Well, could have been worse. We added a grand total of 3 threat to the staging area, which means we make 10 progress. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 more progress, and we will complete. We'll travel to the Necromancer's Pass. I'm not a fan of all this direct damage piling up. And we'll do random discard number 1, random discard number 2. We lose 1 of our Gandalfs and our extra copy of Windfella. That's fine. Deck 2 will engage the Stern Crows, block them with Fastrid, and reduce threat by 2 to return them to the staging area. Alright, let's ready up. Drawing a Foe Hammer, that's nice. Drawing Astonishing Speed, probably not necessary. Alright, well, we don't have anything useful to play, so let's... Unless we wanted to play Gandalf. Which we could. Sure, why not? Five damage. Okay. Yeah. Or 5 not damage, 5 resources. I'm pretty sure there had been 3 on Theoden. We'll use it to draw 3 cards. Fair enough. And now we can avoid questing with anybody who's a little too close to the edge damage-wise. Well, okay, we'll quest with Eowyn. We have an honor guard to stop direct damage to her. We'll leave Hama and Eomer up. we'll quest with Theoden, who has hit points to spare. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 against 4. We need 5. Alright, so we can take a chance on Grimbold, I think. And Guthloff. So we need to make 5 progress. And we'll see what the 3 cards bring. First card is Misty Mountain Goblins. Second is an Evil Storm, which does nothing. And third is a Dullbolter Beastmaster. Perfect. We've added 4 threat to the staging area. And we make 9 progress, clearing the Necromancer's Pass and the new quest stage. We draw 3 cards with Ancient Matham. That's deck 1. Oh, good. It's a little late now, but if we were in a different situation, we'd now suddenly have a lot more card draw, and we can put a Song of Travel on Theoden so that you can start paying for some of the spirit cards we've just drawn. Gandalf will remain around for a while. We will advance the quest and reveal 2 cards per player. The first card, thanks to the Anduin. The second, Eastern Crows, which surges into an Evil Storm. Evil Storm does nothing. For the second player, first card is a Gladden Fields, and the second card is an Enchanted Stream. Alright. Deck 1. Okay, Theoden readies. And all of these except for the Beastmaster are going to automatically engage. We may as well engage the Beastmaster. Deck 1 will optionally engage the Beastmaster. And deck 2 will play both of its copies of Well-Warned to drop deck 1's threat by 4. Which is fine. And oh, that'll leave crows that can't be optionally engaged. You know, if I only play one of those Well-Warns, then things will come down, and deck 2 optionally engages the Eastern Crows. Then things will come down like that. Crows and goblins. We're not even going to bother traveling. We're going to kill, I think, everything this round. I think. No, maybe that's not the best order to engage things in. If I leave things naturally, it will go... If I optionally engage the Beastmaster here, it'll go crows here, goblins, crows. And as annoying as that is, well, and then since I have them and can play them, I might as well play the Well-Warned on deck 2. Do I have enough attack available to kill all the enemies on the board? Yes, but I don't think I can get them to engage in the right manner. I mean, in theory, I can actually engage an Eastern Crow. So, if the Beastmaster is over here, I can kill it, but I can't get both the crows over here where I can kill both of them. Alright, so no matter what I do, there's going to be one more round. Okay. That's just how it's going to be then. Alright. We'll deal shadow cards to the crows. And to the Beastmaster and to the goblins. Beastmaster will get another shadow card when he attacks. Fastrid. Well, no. Deck 1's attacks first. Theoden will defend against a crow. Ready. Not with snowman. With an armored destrier. Discarding that shadow card. And the honor guard will block the other attack. Fastrid will block the Misty Mountain Goblins, defending for 4. Does not count his defense. However, I still have 3 hit points. So, readying and discarding one of the shadow cards of the Dolgolder Beastmaster, then defending no, then we're going to throw a chump away at the Beastmaster. And now oh, if I had thought of that, I could have gotten it such that the goblins were over here and the crows were over here. Hama kills the crows, and Eomer, with his boosted attack, kills the goblins, and now I'm fine. But I didn't think of it, and so I'll have to deal with one more round. Theoden will attack on his own for 4, sufficiently killing the goblins. Elfhelm and Fastred will attack for 4, combined, doing 3 damage to the Beastmaster. Eomer will massively overkill with his 5 attack, and Hama will overkill with his 3, shuffling some crows back into an encounter deck. Right there. We'll shuffle them. And that deck would have emptied due to shadow cards, and so we're not shuffling anything back in. Alright. We'll ready everybody. And we could get some great things done with what we have in our hand right now, but we're about to win. So there's 3, 4, 7, 9 threat in the staging area, request with Eowyn and Theoden, which is going to be 10 against 9. We win, putting in progress on the ambush on the shore, readying Theoden. Deal the 2 shadow cards to the Beastmaster, and block with Fastred and his golden shield. +1 attack, oh no. +1 attack, oh no. Fastred's defending for 6, the Beastmaster attacked for 9, Theoden kills the Beastmaster. And we win. Oh, and Gandalf was discarded from play a little while back. I missed discarding him. That's okay. All right. Well, that was fun. The decks functioned properly. Something to notice, though, is that I never played Terrible to Behold. The opportunity cost of exhausting a noble hero in addition to playing the event is just too high for these decks. These decks aren't worried so much about one big attack. They're worried, especially until I get readying out, about having a lot of little attacks they have to defend. Ideally, of course, we stay under the threat, the engagement costs of those little enemies, but we don't always have that luxury, as we saw. We were able to get some explosive use out of Forth Eorlingas, even if it wasn't strictly necessary. Well, it allowed us to do things without engaging the hill troll, which is good because the deck that had the defender that could handle the hill troll, this deck, didn't have the, well, that had a defender that could defend, didn't have the attack to be able to kill it. And we didn't have the ability to defend until much later in the game, after we'd actually killed the troll. So, Forth Eorlingas did some work for us, also allowed us to clear some wargs out of the staging area. And in many ways, what it allows us to do is to defend with this deck while we attack with this deck, because deck 2 sends the enemies back to the staging area with fast rid for deck 1 to kill with Forth Eorlingas. The card draw was slightly problematic, but in many ways what happened was we just didn't draw it. And instead we drew things that we could use to help us win. I'm willing to accept that trade-off. I am thinking that Terrible to Behold is kind of deadwood. It really hasn't been clutch for anything, and even in, say, a situation where we find ourselves having to defend a hill troll, we need to exhaust a noble hero. And the only noble hero we've got is Theoden, and his actions are, until we get Snowmane on him, he wants to be questing, and so saving him to use Terrible to Behold is an impact on our ability to progress the quest. And once we do have Snowmane, we could do that, but even still, yeah, I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. I'd rather have Feint instead, really. But, and while I could put Feint in this deck and use Theoden's resources to pay for it, deck 1 had a lot of cards we didn't see, particularly a Test of Will, and as we might have noticed, deck 1 doesn't always get Spirit access, so it makes more sense to have the Test of Will in the deck that has native Spirit access. So, what I'm considering as an adjustment over here is to move the Test of Will to deck 2, replacing Terrible to Behold, and filling those 3 slots over here with Feint. Other than that, we had a rather successful run of it. This is not the first time I've attempted this quest. I have another recording that I'll post along with this one. It was a failure due to some misplays on my part, and then in other plays there have also been actually a number of failures, mostly due to misplays, once or twice just due to really bad luck in setup. Like a Pursued by Shadow, raising deck 1's threat to 34, which was below the ability of its threat reduction to compensate for, and I had no safety valve to handle the hill troll. And so we got smashed to a pulp. And then on another occasion we were doing fine until we flipped a 10 or 12 threat staging, which suddenly made us lose the quest by 6 and engage the hill troll, which beat us to a pulp again. So all things considered, I think we're doing all right. We're certainly learning things, and as you saw, this run-through was rather simple. We didn't have huge issues winning the quest. We'll probably want to play it through once or twice more, just to get a feel for it and make sure this wasn't a fluke, see what the more consistent experience is. Anyways, I have kept you long enough with my rambling. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, and I hope to see you back next time when we will be taking these experimental decks up against our testing regimen, the first quest of which will be Peril in Pelargir. Until then, thank you very much, and goodbye.